Internet, what is up? Welcome back to the Type QQ channel. As we continue on our save file with Slain, talking to this crazy purple hobo. A quick announcement about this video. This is actually the second time I played this level, not the first, which is probably why you didn't see any of the sort of like, game loading screens or introduction screens for that matter, straight into the level. Well, a reason for that may be, or there is a reason for it, I suppose, if I can speak a simple sentence, is that my computer kind of just sort of shut itself off, kind of just sort of shit its pants midway through the level. So for a good amount of this playthrough of this level, it's not going to be my first time through. So if it seems like I'm a little too good at this level, that's why. I don't think I'm very good still, but you may see like a couple of things going, well, how did I know how to do that? And that would be the reason that there's a mysterious missing video lost to the ether inside the void of vacuumed nothingness. Even during my first playthrough, I was still clueless to how to use this block. It almost seems like you want to kind of jump to the right. Whoa. See, even though it's not my first time, there's still quite a lot of death hanging around. But yeah, leaving off from where we did last time, sort of, what is it, a wolf blood tower, something like that. It's always something going on. Up ahead, a fleshy claw grows. Stomp on its throbbing blisters, and skyward you shall be launched. So there you are. See, a new sort of mechanic that you use in an otherwise sort of trap to your advantage when scaling the terrain, as it were. It's a mighty jumps. You can't help but wonder how you don't get killed falling from that height. There were blood pools we melted in not too long ago. And now falling from upwards of like 300 feet maybe? I don't know, maybe not that high, but still. But you know how it is. Video games, right? Video games. But yeah, Slane's been fun. I think I've mentioned that before. I really wish I was playing it a little bit more than I should be, as well as other games. March has just been a busy month, and I do apologize for that. Certainly, I think, I'll have my busy spells and my slow spells. That actually is a trap right there that did kill me my first time. So, but how did he learn to jump over that the first time and not get killed? Well, there you go, right? I'm not even toying around with any of these fountains anymore. They're all booby trapped. But yes, kind of a slow, or rather a busy spell, so slow uploads. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it just kind of happens, and I do got to make sure when I do have the time to do it, to make sure I do. Luckily, if you do need your extra Type QQ for some unholy reason, if you go on the Gamebound channel, there are quite a number of videos where I guest host there. So if you so desire watching me play some VR or whatnot, such a thing exists in the world for some ungodly reason. Actually, I think the most recent is that I'm on a roller coaster. So, if you need that in your life, I suppose it's there. Yeah, those big, like sort of bloody sphinx heads in the side of the wall. Very peculiar. But as I was saying, we're not playing as many games as I would like. Absolutely botched and really fucked up the Kaiken series for the tournament, and that really upset me. I mean, on top of it being a busy month, away from the channel and away from my computer and video games in general, I did want to kind of play it more than I did. But I kind of remembered, like, well, I have the whole month, so I mean, there could be a week near the end that I could really have some downtime and really crank out some good videos. And then it kind of it kind of fell on me that I remembered the whole month, however, it wasn't necessarily the whole month. It was a week. It was the majority of the month, maybe give or take a week and a half. So by the time I was like, okay, let's sit down and make some videos, the tournament ended and I didn't put up jack shit. So very upsetting on that, and just kind of like, holy shit, we had experience in that game. We could have done something, 4th or 5th place, as the average, but no such luck at all. So really upsetting. Prepare thyself. We are now this is into territory that we have not sort of played before, or rather didn't have that sort of lost run in. Kind of fighting these sort of guardians before we face the sort of boss here. And it's a sort of like a series of enemies and challenge, sort of difficult mini bosses that all on one life, with really no health pickups aside from this one early on, or no like checkpoints. Introduced to this ugly motherfucker here that just impaled me on his hammer, if it's even possible, right? Getting the counter right on the axe, which was a problem in prior videos. However, I think it's just a mechanic we just need to get good at, period, right? Jesus Christ. Each attack apparently has a sort of timing that you kind of want to learn, and there you go. There you go. On to the next screen. We do get that health pickup, so there's that. But yeah, no checkpoint. Automatically, or rather immediately ambushed by boners here. As you do in life, right? Missing that fucking counter. And as far as this sort of sequences with these baddies, yeah, cannot afford to take a lot of damage. So here we are back at the first set of guardians, as they were, I suppose. We're forgiven on this first screen to kind of play pretty horribly and just get the idea of things. So we do have that health pickup at the end, but not so much as this sort of area goes along. There we go. And the most hard part, fucking getting to the next screen. Not the most graceful, but trying to find a way out so we can kind of take them out in one direction. We found in the last level that trying to fight enemies on two sides is just a losing effort. kind of a... When you repel those magic balls back, you know, you can get some lucky, like, almost like counter hits left, you know, count hits off when you hit one of the stunned bad guys. So we've had some lucky hits there. Got the Guardian here. Really can't. Ah, too far away. He's like, that was real shitty. Yeah, able to kind of counter it, but not get the counter hit off because he's maybe a pixel too far away. So, despite the fact that he can reach out and hit us with his hammer, we have to be a little bit closer. Then maybe we would probably feel comfortable with it, but... I mean, in no other area would be better to kind of test, you know, to try it out than this area here. Yeah, you can see it's kind of like... Well, luckily you're able to get a counter there if you really sort of rush in. Getting impatient, I think, maybe. I know you can tell that there's like a little bit of cowardice in these sort of wolf knights that like to, oh fuck, you know, like to hang around like, you know, the brush and all the hazardous, you know, traps. But just get out here and fight, for God's sakes. You know, and they just hang back and summon their dogs. Yeah, really unfortunate with being a bit too far away. There we go. That's what we want. We want to be about that close when he's doing his bullshit, pulling him away from the claw, because these assholes got to be like that. All right. So not the most excellent way of doing that, but and not really the most excellent way of doing that either. However, in concept, that's kind of what we want to do. As soon as we get here, like rush to one of the sides and dispatch of these enemies in some orderly fashion without an ambush. Maybe even once we kill the enemies from the first wave, remember that there's a second one coming, and retreat to a side again. Alright. Guardian. Really can't afford too many hits. In fact, I don't think we can afford any, like, block damage either. We gotta counter everything this asshole throws at us. And we did. On to the next challenge, as it were, I suppose. And now walking on our tippy toes, if you can't notice. Like, I really want a checkpoint right now, believe it or not. It's sadly not one hidden behind that statue. Luckily, Adrenaline transformed into the wolf. We do have full health now, so kind of a scary point there when they were like, "All right, now your final Guardian." Like, oh shit! Now I have to worry about one more series of fights. But a little different now that we're changed into our werewolf form. And healed for our problems as well. And there's a checkpoint. Glorious. Welcome to my lair, human cur. Now I'll make meaty chunks of you. Do your utmost, king of mongrels. Rawr! Rawr! Lupus Rex here, the boss of the level. It doesn't look like we... Oh, shit. It certainly looks like one of these sort of bosses that we can do a lot of damage to him with the axe. However, we can't take a lot of damage. And he's going to be fast, and his attacks are going to be fast as well. So he can certainly get himself into trouble if he keeps striking us, and we can counter. But our ability to do that on average seems to be a little on the low side. As you can see, 0 for 3. 3 strikes, and you got a bloody claw up your ass. Getting that sort of first hit counted just fine. Not to mention, there is, a decent amount of knockback when you hit him with the axe. I mean, if we can get the sort of pixel precision, where we need it to be, you could very well just sort of get a lot of cheap attacks off. But countering is the better plan. It's just, there's a lot of attacks. A lot of attacks to consider. Yeah, almost brought him down to half health already. Yeah, second form. Sort of bloodlust, maybe like an... Oh, shit. Luckily, we can hit those back. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Hit those back into his face. I mean, so in essence, right now, at least from what we can tell in the first few series of attacks, you can almost just counter everything back to him. Well. I mean, we really don't want to go strike for strike, because we can see that he wins that fight. And jumping into him is probably an equally stupid idea. Man. And that third ball of blood just seems to be a little off time for our strikes. Maybe for the sword it'd be fine, but it's a little off on our axe. You can tell with this sort of berserk mode, if as long as you're standing in the right place, it's not a bad idea. However, yeah, you can see that strike misses you. Oh, and that's just stupid as well. But you can see we damn near killed him, acting like a complete moron. So if we can maybe put just an ounce of strategy in it, we could put this guy away fast. Kind of recognize where his position is when he approaches you, and get your axe, knocking him back just enough so his strike doesn't hit you. and thus we just explode into millions of bits. But the win is there, right? It's you know, we can see how close we can bring him to his death. Just making some stupid errors, and then just getting hit by that third blood ball every damn time. So it's more or less a strike, jump, or evade of some sort. And I mean, countering would certainly help too, in between this sort of button mashing nonsense. Wait, a little close to. Yeah, this is turned shitty already. There we go. That's kind of what we want to do right there, except for that part. Minus that part of our head coming off our body and bleeding. So in between all these attempts, there's a good run. We've got to win there. We just got to put all the pieces together. You know, we want to knock them back. We want to counter them when we don't do so well in that. And at the very least, don't play like an asshole when we can't do either of A or B. So far, got him down pretty well. There we go. That's all we need. Now he's... Okay, holy shit. Oh my fuck. He was dead. God damn it. Alright, let's not die at the same time. But now we know it's possible, right? We've watched him die with death falling upon us as well. So it's possible. We just have to take less damage, he says as the claw enters his skull. Yeah, it's a bad idea, I believe, to kind of rush this, you know. You can tell there's a certain pattern, there's a sort of strategy for it. And, you know, well, I think we did about as good as we could for that run, as well, you know, as shitty as it went. It looks like that third strike gives him the most pushback. Hitting with that magic strike as well. While he was kind of transforming, that seemed to be a good add-on for damage. And it looks like we've got him here. There we go. With all kinds of life left now, too. Press attack to honor the great fallen boss here. So fucking metal, man. Great. Well done, human. We are in debt, brother. You are now forever part of the great pack. I'll return you to your human dwelling. May tooth and claw prevail. Good stuff. Well, wasn't that very feral, wasn't it? I bet you need a good bath and a bone to chew on. Ha! Bones. I don't get it. Cease your blathering, ye grotesque Hardian. The wolf god behaved with honor and dignity. Oh yes, I remember what it was like to have those. Not much use in Vrol's dominion, though. Ha ha, cough, cough, cough. Cough, cough, cough. Onward to the next bleak province. Don't tell me what to fucking do. I'll do what I want. But alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, do all that stuff. And we'll come back and play some more Slain Back from Hell in the future.